Like I said, guys, 3 topics. I've done UFC. Next one you're gonna see is Love Island. And you already know what I'm gonna talk about. I am very late and I'm very sorry, but I am very happy as a viewer and as a consumer, whatever you guys call it, as the audience, as I'm a part of the audience. I'm glad Kenzie's on my villa. I'm so glad. I'm glad to see the picture right below me is her and Dylan packing their damn bags and getting out of my villa. Actually, wait, no. For what the last time I'll probably say it this season, not my villa, their villa. Oh man, it's so good to say that. I'm glad Kenzie's gone. We have now seen the final 4 of Love Island. It is Bryson Trinity, Carl and Anaya, Melanie and Sincere, and finally, but certainly not least, Kata and Zach. The 2 couples that are dumped is Casey and TT and Kenzie and Dylan. Now I will try to my best to explain every side of like how I feel, why I believe these couples got eliminated, why they deserve it, and who doesn't. I thought the final 4 will be. I thought the first 3 cool, but I think Kate and Zach should have went. I think Casey and TT should have stayed. I think Casey and TT are just a match made in heaven, as we've seen throughout from the middle, halfway from Castle Moore all the way to the end of the season. I think they've done more progression than Kate and Zach. I understand. I know Kate and Zach, they're exclusive, whatever it is, and that. But then again, Casey and TT are boyfriend and girlfriend, and they've shown through actions, they've shown through a lot that they've grown together really well, and they just click. They click from the beginning, and they've done really good. Kate and Zach has always given Kate some comments about, oh, what if a bombshell comes in, or what if this, what if that. He doesn't really give her, I feel like, the reassurance that she needs, and again, there is always that what if in Casa More where Kaden never lost that train of thought, even though it doesn't really matter now. That what if Alana never got kicked off? Why didn't Zach tell her? What if Alana stayed? What if Zach went with her? There's always those questions, but I believe that Kaden and Zach for like the show purposes should have just been boyfriend and girlfriend and then figure it out outside of the villa. But they're in it, so again, they're all gonna say core 4 controversy, core 4 favoritism. Hey, Core 4 fans and all that, you guys got your final. You guys got all the first girls in the final with Kata is part of a Core 4, but she was a bombshell. But you guys got your main 4 girls you guys like in the final, and yeah. But why am I so happy that Kenzie is finally out the villa? It's not even Dylan's fault. Again, Dylan lost his balls again after he just accepts her apology, which I mean at some point he was. But I'm glad that Kenzie's out because again, you just don't explore 4 to 5 guys at one, pretty much all at once usually, and just get away with it and say a kiss is a handshake and lie to guys and make them feel like shit and lead them all on. So and get away with it, like I said. It's like they said, it's giving Sincere. I understand Sincere has been a lot worse. Sincere has been a lot worse. I know that. He's lied. He's done really bad things to Melanie. He keeps playing in her face. But guess what? He's only done it with 2 girls. So thinking logically, Kenzie did it with 4 or 5 guys. Let's count. Let's count. Zach. Who am I thinking? Corbin. 2. Caleb. Dylan. Gall. Maybe continue. 5. 5. And she still goes on After Sun and says Casey and Sincere are the best kissers. Are we not like okay? Obviously that doesn't really mean much, but again, like saying that they're the best kissers, like crazy. Saying that in front of Dylan, it's crazy. Like, they just accept that. Um, but yeah, I'm glad she's on my villa, and well, rightfully, deservedly so. I think she should have been gone. I don't know how she survived this long into the season. And I'm glad that finally America voted the right choice by getting them out. And like I said before, I think Casey and TT should have been in the Final Four. I think Kate and Zach should have went to, so they can all see the lesson and they can see that what America was really feeling and talking about them. Because again, at the end of the day, I don't think, I think they'll do well outside of Villa. But again, one guy's in Australia, if I'm not wrong, like he said, and Kate is in New Hampshire. Isn't that like a 17-hour flight? Like they're really gonna have to work hard towards that. Obviously, all the couples don't live like near each other or like in the same state or country and that, but still, it's gonna be really tough to work around that. I'm not saying that's a huge factor, but I just think Casey and TT did well, like for what they were given. And then Casey popped the question of, would you like to be his girlfriend? And that, and she said yes, and it all worked out really well. Um, but here's another thing I wanted to say. Oh, also Kenzie. Let's not forget. You kept saying that Corbin was the one that said Kenzie out the villa. All of America, all of the world, everyone saw the recording. And finally, the host of After Sun told her that it wasn't Corbin that said that, it was KC, and Kenzie was still, and that's why Kenzie was reacting like that to Corbin, because she believed that was Corbin that said it, even though it was not Corbin at all. It was literally KC, and Kenzie literally doubled down and said, "No, we saw on the recording, it was Corbin. It was not. It was not. Do you not listen? Do you not listen, Kenzie? Like, I understand we make mistakes, but damn, you made a lot of mistakes." So, but yeah, no. Once she realized that, she was like, "Oh, I would have said like less hurtful things or be less petty." Like, I'm sorry, you were already terrible enough that you let on Caleb, you let on Corbin. Like, you're kind of a decent reason why Caleb is like out the villa, because if you would have went with Caleb, I feel like you guys would have been almost like debatably, we can argue it all day, debatably endgame, depending on how you guys made your choices and your actions. But you decided to say, hey, I'll go with Corbin, and guess what happened to that? It backfired, and now you're with Dylan. Hey, you found your person. Great, I'm happy. At the end of the day, I'm happy with everybody. Again, this is a reality show where people try to find love. So I really don't. Again, I don't think people should get, bad comments or any hate comments or anything like that. We all have to be, we're all human. We all make mistakes, and at the end of the day, we all just argue and debate opinions. Just because it's a show, it's not. I don't really believe it's more about like the human aspect. Where like, oh, we're like after the show, we're gonna just be like, oh, they're a terrible person. They're this and that. People, let's not do that. They were they were in Fiji. They were enjoying their vacation and their show for like a month or so. Like, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. People make mistakes, like I said. And again, like I said, even though I even though I literally say Kenzie on my villa, Kenzie's this, Kenzie that, I still respect her as a person. I think she's a wonderful person. I think she's not ugly. She's very pretty. It's not like I'm gonna, after all this be like, oh, Kenzie sucks and that. No, it's just a show, and we're just here to debate. So I just wanted to say that because I don't want people to get the wrong idea, especially because when Love Island, when we all watch it, and as the audience, it's like people go too far sometimes, and people just like you see Jen outside the villa. She's literally like making TikToks about Gaul, and like Gaul's like, oh, okay, well, shit. Like, and it's just like it's a joke. I mean, obviously it's a joke, but like everyone knows the joke, but some people probably will take it far, and we don't want it to get there because people, obviously, guys, mental health is important, and people's feelings are important as well. So let's take that into account, and let's also take into account to the fact that, hey, these guys are trying to find the love of their lives. They're trying to find a soulmate on the show, so they're doing their best. But enough of me trying to be a philosopher, a therapist, whatever you want to call it. Um, Back to Love Island. So what I wanted to talk about actually in part of the episode I was watching, because again I was really late, was the fact that Sincere and Melanie's family. Now, okay, I know no one wanted Melanie and Sincere in the final because it's like, oh, you're promoting like a toxic relationship, and that's not going to be a good image. Now, let me tell you this: you already got rid of Corbin and Permita, so that's one guy of the main trio of Corbin, Casey, and Sincere. Then you get rid of Casey and TT, right? So another guy. You're getting rid of the entertainment kind of in a certain way, like of the guys aspect. If you would have got rid of Sincere, this final would have been low key boring. And I believe there is a way where Melanie and Sincere actually could win, because I've seen some TikToks, I've seen clips about it, I've seen some comments. Um, Melanie and Sincere would probably be the best like way of making them as winners in Love Island. Bryce and Trinity is a obvious, and it's a okay, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of agree. I think it's a boring option. I think it's a very boring option. But this is tough. This is gonna be such a long episode. I'm sorry, guys. You guys gonna have to sit down with me because I'm gonna have to explain everything with this. Bryce and Trinity did the right thing, but it is a very boring option as a winner. Very boring option. They have not explored. None of them. They both haven't. Trinity didn't even really want to mess with Bryce at first, but then got to like him and have feelings for him. Now they're boyfriend and girlfriend. But they were always together the entire time, and no one really tested them. And to be honest, even when Castle War happened, none of the guys or girls really wanted them necessarily. Like, they were like not always the first option automatically. Maybe they were like, Bryce, Trinity, y'all look good. No, they weren't really always the first option. Now I may be completely wrong because obviously everything's edited in that, but to me, yeah, Bryce and Trinity could be a bad option. It could be not a bad option. It's a boring option. Now, if they win, I think complete congratulations, well deserved. It's well deserved. I think if they win, it's well deserved. They did the right thing. Bryce found someone. Trinity found her someone. Like they went boyfriend and girlfriend. I think it's the right way. I think it's beautiful. I think it's amazing. I think it's the right way to do Love Island, and I think that's a well deserved winner, right? But in an audience aspect, it's kind of boring because it's like, damn, like. So if you just couple up with someone, just don't do anything the entire season, and then you just be like, hey, you want to be my boyfriend or girlfriend? And then that's it. Like, what fun does that make? What does that like? What's the point of the show then if you're not gonna explore? You're not gonna really try to see if you can maybe find someone that really maybe might be your person. We're always gonna have this every episode, guys, where the computer is gonna turn off, and I'm really sorry, okay? But there's always that aspect on it. Now, again, like I said, I think it'd be if they win, congratulations. It makes sense. But let's move on. We have Carl and Anaya. They started so late. I just don't think it's. I think again, it's a great choice. It's possible, but it's not going to happen. They're a great relationship. They're two amazing people. They're going to be great outside the villa, but I don't think they're going to win. Especially after Anaya kicked Carl off the first time and got lucky by him. Luckily, of course, the audience America was going to vote him for him to come back anyways, but she already kicked him off the first time. That alone will make him not win. Zach and Kata. No way they're gonna win. They barely probably scraped the fourth spot in this easily. Um, Kata and Zach is not gonna get it. They're exclusive, so they're exclusively dating, whatever it is. They're not boyfriend and girlfriend, but they're gonna be working their way there because it's on their speed and that. Cool, I understand. But they're not gonna win. They're not gonna win. So it's simple as that. They're not gonna win. They barely got to top four probably. I think that couple, Kata and Zach and Casey and Titi were probably neck and neck in the voting. I haven't seen it, so but I feel like they were neck and neck. Now, why do I think Melanie this year should win it, right? Yes, it promotes toxic relationships. Yes, it doesn't help anyone because it's like Melanie's getting played like like a fool, and she's getting played every day. But think about it like this: Melanie this year wins, right? This is talked about for years, months. Like people are not gonna shut up about it. This is gonna be like, it's gonna be the biggest controversy of Love Island history. But it's like you have to think about it. Sincere has been through so much shit, and Melanie have been through so much shit together, but they still love each other and like each other so much that they still click. And even after all the fallouts and all the bad stuff they went through Casa Amor and movie night and then family day, and they're still together, and they're gonna get a final date in tomorrow's episode, or I should say tonight's episode. You know how crazy that is? To still come back and still be in the final four, that alone shows like Love Island. They both have somewhat explored in a way, more or less. Okay, of course, Sincere. Melanie really didn't explore. She kind of tried with Corey, but obviously was gonna go back to Sincere. Sincere has done his part, of course, but they still are together at the end of the day. And this will cause the biggest controversy. It will get the most clicks. I'm talking like I guess like a profit or like a image kind of way or media kind of way of like Love Island, boosting their content. Like if they win, this will be talked about for so long. This will be the winner where like you won't forget this winner. Season 7, last season, kind of Brian and Amaya, cool, deserved, but we don't really say too much. I mean, they're doing great probably, but that's not really, we don't say too much. But this one, oh man. Oh man, this would be electric. This would be insane if they win. But enough of that. We'll see what happens. I would love to talk more about it, but I want to get into the next thing. I want to talk about where Family Day with Melanie Sincere specifically. Everyone had their bonding moment and amazing time with each families, but Melanie Sincere obviously did not have that. They had the short end of the stick where both families were pretty much dogging on Sincere and his actions. They were pretty much full court pressing him. Um, and I understand families are different. Families can be reassuring and forgiving, and other families can move differently. Obviously, Sincere's, I think that was his stepdad. They said that apparently I think like it was his dad, but some people are saying it's stepdad. So we're just saying it's his dad for now. I don't know, but his dad was disappointed because he's like, that's not the way I raised you, and you're playing in this girl's face, you're messing everything up, and you got to really work your way back up to make sure this relationship works out. And you got Melanie's family where the sister was fully loaded with ammo, trashing Sincere so badly and making Melanie cry and everything. And she like literally we already knew things were cooked when she started off by saying, hello my beloved. Like when she said that, I was like, yeah, we're cooked. I'm like, chat, Sincere is cooked. Like he's going to get absolutely trashed on. Like, and he did. Rightfully so. But my thing is that she did not let go of the soul and Amora stuff. Like again, she said my beloved, and then she kept talking about the soul and Amora stuff and everything. Like from what she's like she said, like what I've seen, and it's kind of crazy to me that like it's kind of like she can't let go of the past. And this is respectful. I'm just saying like she couldn't let go of the past, and when we see it from that point of view, where Melanie's family is like that's the reason why they're like, oh, he's playing in your face and all that. Okay, we're not gonna let go of that past. And I understand, like I said before, these are different families. Why isn't the fact that Dylan's mom, Dylan's family, isn't doing the same thing with Kenzie? Where when Kenzie pulled his mom for a chat and everything went well, why didn't Dylan's mom be like, oh, like blah 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 about you were with Corbin, you did this to Caleb, and that you know, and all this in the past and all that. You can't really be trusted, and that you deserve better. Because that's what Melanie's sister was. She was like, you deserve better because look what he did in the past. Look what he did to this. Okay, cool. We can move that way, and you're right, and you're not wrong. That is correct. But if I'm, that's why again, why I'm like Kenzie should have been out my villa because if Dylan's mom was forgiving. Dylan's mom was like, "Oh, Kenzie, it's okay. You were exploring and all that. That was fine." Like, she was completely okay with this. Like, what do you mean? Like, why are you okay with that? How are you okay with Kenzie being with 4 to 5 guys exploring wise, saying a kiss is a handshake, while Melanie's sister over here is cooking Sincere and trashing him for something that he did 2 times, of course, with 2 different girls, and yes, he messed up and lied and everything and played in Melanie's face, but she couldn't let that go. And I understand. She couldn't let it go, but it's like hello, why are we holding Kenzie up to that same standard? Why is Sincere the only one getting trashed? Why? I understand. Like I said again, this was different families. So, but I just want to know why was that the case in this episode? Where, why couldn't Kenzie get a bit of backlash on that of the situation? And Sincere, literally, his whole backlash was because of what he did before in the past in the villa. Like, why was that the case? That's what I didn't like. Obviously, you can't really do it. Like, Melanie's family's gonna be really, really protective, obviously, because she's like the baby. So I understand, but I wish that was seen differently from both families. Like hey, if Sincere's gonna be held to the standard by Melanie's, I would have thought maybe Dylan's family would have held Kenzie to that same standard, but that was not the case. They have different probably morals, different beliefs, and all that. I understand, but if you saw Sincere's face, it's gonna be really tough for him to like really like make the relationship work, and for him to you know have a good connection with Melanie's mom and the sister and that. So it's gonna be really tough. I think Sincere can hopefully do it, but it's really gonna matter of when they leave the villa, like what's gonna happen. The final, let's be honest here, the last episode, this is not really gonna determine anyone's really like status when they leave the villa. All the final dates are gonna go amazing. They're all gonna go well. That's usually how it goes. But that doesn't really do anything really much for us to know like, oh, things are gonna work out or not. So you really have to wait until they leave the villa. But I just wanted to talk about that at least. But overall, I mean, I think obviously for me, I think Melanie and Cecilia are gonna win season 8. I just don't think Zach and Kata are worth winning. I don't think it will make sense. Carl and Naya, Anaya again kicking Carl out alone because she wanted to be with Casey is already enough for her to not win it. And Carl's a gentleman. Carl's amazing. We love Carl. Carl is so good. And Carl, if you ever see this, can we please play volleyball together? That'd be amazing. You too, Anaya. Again, like apart from it, me saying like, oh, Anaya, you kicked off Carl, but you already know it. Hey, if you want to play volleyball, please let's play volleyball, guys. You guys are so good. Oh my god, I want to play volleyball with you guys. But and then obviously last but not least, Bryce and Trinity. Okay, again, it is mostly the safest option. Again, it's the safest option to pick. It's the right people. It's just that it's boring because of their journey, the way they did it. It's because they never really did anything in Love Island. They got together for the first time and they never switched. They kept picking each other. Casa Moore really didn't do anything for them apart from Trinity kissing I don't know that guy's name. He got kicked off, so it don't matter. Oh wait, no, it was Corey as well, so didn't really matter. Yeah. So I mean, again, it's a bit of a boring pick, but if they win, again, like I said, congratulations, well deserved for sure. But I think Melanie Cicera would be a great pick or just a W pick because it would cause the whole world to be like, going crazy. It'd be very dramatic and everyone would be shocked. Like that's what I feel like we need to see. It's just like a surprise factor in this season. I think Melanie Cicera would be the ones definitely to do it to come back from all this toxic stuff to now having a positive leaving the villa with, the $100,000 and hopefully as this as like a restart to, you know, a new fresh start to the relationship outside the villa. But apart from that, everyone, I think that'll be it. I think I'll shut up finally, and I've been recording for 20 minutes, just about. So I will stop. If you guys like these videos, please like, comment, subscribe, and follow me, of course. If you guys will probably see a clip on TikTok, so if you guys want to follow that, follow my TikTok as well, of course. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. We will see. I will be making a video about the finale as quick as possible. So when the finale comes out, I'll watch it. I'll give you guys my feedback, and I'll tell you guys who the winner is in the next video. Hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.